we go into the sunset. Back onto the road track. Quite a long way away.
Down. I hope they are. Yeah, there we go. First one down.
Okay, so they're on a little run. They had a little run ahead of us, and Laura's gone up ahead to look for them. And there's Donkey. And where are the sheep? Collecting Donkey. Didn't have a hooty, but there's the Donkey. And here they all are, safe and sound, as if nothing's happened at all. Donkey today is being donkeyish, being a bit naughty. Although, is it the sheep who lead the donkey, or the donkey that leads the sheep? It's definitely the donkey and sheep that lead us humans. But there you are, lovely new growth to eat. Move down so I can see all the sheep together. There we all are. Ooh, got one sheep missing. Oh well.
Interestingly, the thymalea now is starting to go the same colour as the pollen. That, you know, I said that the flowers were yellow, but the pollen that the bees were picking up with this rusty red colour. Let me show you one with the flowers and the... So here, I did actually open up a flower, and you can see right inside the centre there is that sort of orangey colour, which is then turning to a sort of a rusty red as the flowers have been pollinated, and now it's going to be going, they're going to be forming into seeds. But a lot of the ones around here, you can see they're now into their next cycle of seeding. The bees are still in, though. They're still here, getting the last of the... Where is that one? I find it so hard to film. There we are. We've still got the bees in these plants, but in this area, see they're scattered around. They are beginning to go golden brown now, so it's almost like an autumn here. I've got a lot of these diggy holes. They're either hares or rabbits. They're going for the roots, I think. They're going for the roots of this plant here. We're going to be going up the centre here, the centre row of olives. We've got the row over there, and then to the east, the row up there. This bit of land, it was ploughed the year we bought it, I think, and we bought it we couldn't stop them ploughing. But you can see it's got lots of, here's a thyme, it's got a lot of thyme and lots of the subshrubs, lots of the thymalea. But when was, we bought it I think in 2012, and there is lots of growth up there. Unfortunately it wasn't ploughed. When they ploughed it, they didn't plough on contour, they just did up and down, so the water then flows all the way down. But now that we've got plants establishing themselves in there, they're going to hold, they're at least, well, their roots will hold the soil, and as they drop, the albido drop quite a lot of their leaves, so it'll form a mulch under them, and it'll slow the rains down as long as we don't get, massive flooding. But it's slow growth, and this is why it's vitally important to stop this wild land being ploughed up, because it just takes so long to regenerate. That's Binks having a little, doing a spot pruning for us. You can see donkeys somewhere in there, behind all the leaves. There's her legs. I found a new plant here that I haven't noticed before. It's got the top a bit like a lavender, and leaves a little bit like rosemary. There's no smell to it. Not smelling like anything. And in here, there's another one. There's quite a few in this area, so they've obviously seeded. I've never seen anything like this before, so I'll go and I'll look it up and I'll pop up the name if I can find it. I'll pop up the name on the video a bit later. Another one down there. Actually all through the albido. This is a quite little patch of them here. It's interesting. I'm standing up here because we're looking at olives at the moment. So this one here, I was looking at the ground to see how it's managed to plant itself up here on top of this hill, or hillock. It's looking very healthy, lovely big leaves, so I'm not sure if this is an acebuchi, a wild olive, or whether it's a seed from this one, which would be a planted olive, cultivated olive, planted quite a number of years ago. So we've got this one here. If I walk down here, so these I think would have gone through a bird, pooped out as the bird's been flying. Here's another olive. They're doing quite well. They're about the same height as me. So see the base of it here, very leafy, twiggy. And then along this bank here. Now I don't think these are acebuchis. I think these come directly from the mother tree behind there. So they might not have even passed through a bird. They may just have planted themselves. So we've got in there, it's got quite a thick trunk on it. That's quite old, that one. And then this one here, which is The leaves are very tight on this. This is looking like an asabuchi because these are very tiny leaves. But it could just be the first stages of growth where they keep themselves small to keep in the water until they establish their root system. So, how many is that then? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's number 5 here. Again, I don't know. I suspect these have all come from that tree, cultivated tree. Now whether they seeds come true, I don't know. But if you look at the leaves on this one, they're very tiny and they're almost, well, they're very oval rather than elongate. Like the one up there, the leaves are very sort of long and thin. A bit like the mother tree up there. So the leaves are quite long and thin, whereas here they're very sort of very roundy. But again, this could be because it's a new seedling and it just does that to protect itself while it's establishing its roots. So how many is that then? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the last one here, number 7, is another one with very small leaves. So all self-seeded. If you look at this bit here, the ground is very covered with vegetation. So it's held in a lot of moisture. It's still quite moist. You can almost see that it's a bit mossy in here. So there's a lot of moisture held in. So this is just brilliant. And it does actually, so it comes off the terrace here and then it dips a bit before then it raises slightly up then to the next tree over there. On our way home now. So we're still in January. What are we? The 27th today. It's a beautiful sunny day. I'm really hot. I've got 3 layers on and I'm really, really hot. Too many layers. I don't know if you can see that tree in the distance there. Let's see if I can focus in on it. That was the one I was showing you earlier, the first one to bloom. Pink, absolutely full of blossom, beautiful. But we're getting others now blooming. So lovely time of year. Hello, Melly. Can you hear the birds? I think those are larks, but we have got a big family of sparrows around here as well. This is our overflow pipe that we put in a few years ago. Something's been digging around it. What happens, I think, is the rabbits go up it and live inside it, and the fox can hear them and then so starts trying to dig them out. So we occasionally get big digs all around the pipe. But anyway, it's to overflow out here and then down there if we do get any flooding. home and you hear the buzzing. I had to show you this. We've just come in from our walk, but look at this gorgeous tree, and it is full full of bees. I'll be quiet now so you can just listen to that lovely sound. This is a thyme, which you can see is just about flowering now. And we were sitting out here yesterday having a cup of tea, and I saw these, that it was full of bees, but not honeys. We are getting the occasional honey in it. Let's stand around the other side, see if I can get a better shot of it. I'm filming into the sun, which obviously is not good. So I think we've got the little Serotina bees in it, which are almost impossible to film. You can see there's something down here that's buzzing around, and they're tiny, tiny. I've still not successfully managed to take a good photograph or a film of them. But I think we're also getting the horned bees, so I'll be looking out now to see where in the garden they're nesting. Last year they nested in the end of a water pipe, our drinking water, where we get it from one of the big tanks. We've got a pipe end to it, and we found last year, I don't know if you remember the photographs, we saw 2 of the horned bees snuggled in there. But this is a lovely time. It's flowering quite early because it's been in the shade. It's got the rocks around it, so it's had quite a bit of water, but also it's got the shade above it as well, so it's been protected from the frost. The thyme out on the, out in the campo is still beginning its getting the leaves on, hasn't got to flowering yet.